everyone. Today Kultura Wyjaśniania deals with the issue of the oldest human need, the protection of secrets, of secrecy, and how to make secret more secrets. This need was especially understood by the military commanders. They must understand this element of the modern warfare. For example, Julius Caesar, the conqueror of Gaul, is the father of the famous Caesar Code. And in the 20th century, the rapid development of the radio communication during the Great War, especially in British and German army, made the necessity of development of radio intelligence. British possess in the structure of their formation the Room 40. This tiny unit of the British army was quite successful because of the Zimmermann telegram, where Germans proposed the Mexican government the military support in the case of the war between Mexico and the United States, and this was a crucial factor of the U.S. enter into World War I. It was very important intellectual victory during the Great War. In the 20s, the former Lord of the Royal Navy and future Prime Minister Winston Churchill used to write many books, and he made the following remark that the British government during the Great War had the opportunity of reading of German texts, and in these circumstances Germans decided to make their rotation of secrets more tightly, more closely. And as a result, in the late 20s, British, French and US services had the bigger problems with the growing numbers of unciphered German secret codes and messages. All except one, Poland. Poland decided to meet the German challenge because of three factors. The first factor was fear. Fear because Poland was located between hostile Germany and the Soviet Union. The second was the mathematics, because math is queen of science. And of course the third factor is espionage. Espionage was the crucial key to understand German goals. Why? Because French network of spies penetrated Germany deep enough to understand what's going on, and the cooperation between Polish and French services was a crucial element. As a result, Poles set up the Bureau of Ciphers led by Colonel Maksymilian Ciężki, and this unit consisted of three Polish mathematicians, Marian Rejewski, Henryk Różycki, and Henryk Zygalski. And these three scientists carry out the enormous work to understand what Enigma was. As a result, Poles managed to build the copy of Enigma machine. They were able to do it. And as a result, in 1939, Poles were able to read German secret codes. And as a result, in these circumstances, in summer 1939, they decided to carry out the operation, the meeting under nickname XYZ in Pyry. It's a tiny village near close of Warsaw, where this unit used to work. And during the meeting, Poles they shared their knowledge with the British and French colleagues. During the meeting, Poles showed the following equation. This equation is following Why 26? Because of 26 letters in German alphabet. Why 3? Because of 3 rotors of Enigma. Every Enigma possesses these 3 rotors. You can see this element, and the working of this system made the signal, the rotation of signal, more complicated. It's a crucial element. If you, as an operator, if you put any letter, you make the impulses, and these impulses runs through entire mechanism, and rotors are important element, and the transformation gives us another coded letter. So it's a very difficult technical challenge, technical issue, how to get the coded letters. What is the result of this equation? The result is amazing because it's a 15 times 10 to 19 or 150 trillion settings of Enigma. 100 trillion settings of Enigma. In order to understand this number, we have to realize that the number of seconds within 5 billion years history of Earth consists of 115 times 10 to 16. So this number of seconds, when we have the origin of life, or the great extinctions, the birth of civilization, etc., etc., is 1,000 less than number of settings of Enigma. During the war, British decided to set up their equivalent of Pyry. It was located in Bletchley Park. The team of authors of Crossroads, chess champions, just 2 mathematicians. This team, led by Alan Turing, carried out during the war enormous work. For example, during the Battle of Atlantic, every U-boat possessed the Enigma. Radio communication in circumstances of Battle of Atlantic was a crucial element, and Germans used to send on air the signals, and British had the clear view of German activity and German goals and targets. And it was important factor of Allied victory. And another battlefield was campaign in the North Africa. The fragile condition of the famous Africa Corps, led by the General Erwin Rommel, was the result of work of Bletchley Park and activity of Royal Air Force located on the Malta Island. As a result, Axis supplies in the Mediterranean was clear, and as a result, Germans and Italians lost a lot of raw materials and fuel because of Bletchley Park and air forces on Malta. After the war, the fate of Alan Turing and Polish mathematicians was gloomy, was dark, because Marian Rejewski, for example, returned to Poland, and he was oppressed by the communistic regime. Nevertheless, he survived, and he died naturally. Alan Turing, from the other hand, the head of the Bletchley Park unit, was oppressed by his government because of his homosexuality. As a homosexual, he had to carry out the operation of chemical operation of hormonal therapy, and he lost the brightness of his mind, and he decided to carry out the suicide by poison apple. Some says that the logo of Apple company is a tribute to Alan Turing. So it's interesting and symbol of entire story of Enigma. So thank you for your attention, and we see soon.